Hello, Trekkies and Trekkers. Welcome to this amazing Star Trek podcast on Trek Tuesday. I'm your host Orinda, and together with Amanda Hopper, I recap every 2 weeks an episode of Star Trek TNG. All the episodes will be recapped in chronically following. We will approach each episode with a feminine look and humor. Today we will recap the episode Contagion. Listeners note, Amanda and I are still a little bit sick, so you could hear that in the recording. Well guys, welcome back to the first episode of this year, and let's welcome Amanda back. Hello Amanda.
Hello. Oh, sorry about that one. Hello. Just had to push on my throat a certain way so I didn't sound so high pitched. Hello there.
Yeah, we both are still a little bit sick, so you guys will hear that in the recording. But okay, we will do our best. Yeah,
we'll try our best. I sound like somebody punched me in the throat, but no, a little kid gave me this cold. Ah, evil, germy little kids. And of course, just my luck, I would give Mom and Dad my cold. Well, it happens, I guess.
Yeah, it is. Well, today we are going to recapping the episode Contagion. And in one way it's a little bit ironic because we are sick and we have it's been contagious for us both. And the episode is called Contagious. And of course...
It was a good episode.
It was a good episode, although I do think they could have done more or like a little different. But okay, so let's start. The Enterprise is going into the neutral zone because the captain of the Yamato, which is also a Galaxy class ship, and it's also the sister ship of the Enterprise. It's in trouble, and they encountered also the Romulans, of course. And
those troublemakers.
Yeah, I never liked the Romulans in a way, but the nice thing of this episode is that and I will come back at that point. This episode is about the Iconian, and everyone who is playing Star Trek Online knows that there is a Iconian war storyline, and so I was very curious at this point again if he actually seeing the Iconian. And I was a little bit disappointed by it that we didn't see them, but also in this episode we see that the Romulan and also a little bit of the Iconian are working together because one of all the things, but we see that also in Star Trek Online. So in that way, it's Star Trek Online have done a lot of story arc line between the Iconians and the Romulans.
Okay.
Well, it's very nice.
I just haven't played the game.
No, that's fine. But I think a lot of people who are playing Star Trek Online, they know what I'm talking about. And so we are at the Yamato. But I thought the Yamato was a different kind of a class ship as well. In another... No, that is not in Discovery we saw him, but there's another series that is talking about the Yamato. But okay, so the energy is blowing up in the Yamato's engineering, and they are talking to Jean-Luc, and it went all wrong, and so there are having trouble with everything on the ship, and then the Yamato were exploding. When the Yamato explode, 5 seconds after that, there was another vessel that was coming towards them, and it was a Romulan ship. They acted all tough. I said, well, we this, we that, what are you doing here now? And if we were the ones who were shooting on the Yamato, we will do it to another Starfleet ship, and we don't mind to do it again.
Yeah, like anybody who is captain of a Starfleet ship going up against Romulans, they think they're like super tough. Is what I think sometimes.
Yeah, but it is also like a. I don't want to say it's a escape, but it is more like a. What they have been through, etc. And. I personally had the feeling that when the Remans and Romulans start to exist, the Vulcans are more less and less than everywhere. Picard is listening to the personal log of the Captain Walker, and the Captain Walker has talked about the ology and the Iconian objects, and that he was going to planet Iconia, and he and his awaiting was unsuccessful. But I don't want to say the weird thing, but planet Iconian is very beautiful, but it has died, and I'm still wondering I can't remember if they doing a lot more episodes with Iconian TNG. I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
But in one way it would be cool because I'm in one way very curious how they look like.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know more about Iconians, but I don't know. They might have done some episodes or not. I'm not sure. I'm so
that's
confused.
that is the good start of. I can't remember if I've already played it and streamed it, but I can't remember. But okay, there was a big storyline about the Iconians, and the Iconians, and that is why Wesley went to Captain Picard and told Captain Picard, sir, is this really a myth, or are they really existing? Because we don't have that much proof of them that they exist, you know?
Yeah, and Picard kind of, I think it's the first time I've noticed that Picard actually smiled at Wesley about it too, I think.
Well, what I was wondering is, why did Wesley came to Picard? Because normally Picard never helps him with his study, etc. And although, of course, we see and learn, of course, that Picard loves to the ology of getting into it, and he studied the Iconians since he was a cadet.
Oh yeah. He always, like, Picard always had a thing for archaeology, he did.
Yeah.
From when he was a kid, and he still does. Since he's a captain, he still has this thing about archaeology.
And we also get that, we still gonna have that episode when his old mentor is coming on board, and he wants to try convince Picard to come with him to this expedition. And that was also like archaeology in a sense. So who knows what we're still going to see. Well, Wesley is talking with Captain Picard, and in one way that was really a little bit weird because, like I said, normally Captain Picard never involved himself with Wesley's study, and why is Wesley knowing that he could go to Picard about this? And he was talking with Picard, and he was saying, well, sir, I can't think, I only have to think about the Yamato so much dead, and I can't believe that you, Jodie, and Riker are taking this so easy. And then was Picard who said, well, it isn't easy, Wesley, but it's part of life, and as a officer, you will...
I was just going to mention that line that he said to Wesley about it's the life of a Starfleet officer, Wes. You'll get used to it, I guess, is what he said, or something like that.
Yeah. And, but the weird thing is, my question was, why didn't Wesley go to Riker? Normally, Riker is, quote unquote, is his daddy figure, because he always go to,
I have no clue. Maybe he wasn't right there on the main bridge of the deck. Maybe he was somewhere like, say, maybe he was in the holodeck for time off, doing who knows what on the holodeck. Maybe he was there.
Well, I
didn't want to be disturbed.
I think Riker had the bridge at that moment because Picard was in his ready room.
Yeah.
So we are at the point now that the Enterprise. Well, that was a funny thing. Picard was ordering Earl Grey hot, and he got a little plant thingy from the replicator, and that is the first moment. That was the first moment that they knew that the Enterprise system is failing. And did you notice that moment Picard was very in kind of way introvert, like very taken aback, and
yeah,
normally
it kind of confuses. Why the heck is there a plant in my coffee cup? But where the heck is my coffee? Like somebody ordered a plant, he got the plant, and he ordered tea, and someone else got the tea.
But I think it's also like, it's that moment that they notice that the Enterprise is failing, and it's like the same symptoms as what happened to on the Yamato.
Yep. But same thing that's happening to the Yamato. Everything's going wacky.
So then they are back on the bridge, and Picard had this idea to capture that probe that is coming from Iconia. And at that moment, Geordi discovered that it is the probe that is making the system fail.
Yeah.
So he was...
The probe is what's making everything go bat shit crazy, basically, is what I can say. Lights going crazy, the turbo lift goes mental, and like they say about the same thing with cars. They say if one thing goes wrong and you get it fixed, another thing will go wrong. But no matter how many things you fix at once, everything will go wrong.
Yeah, and Geordi was trying to get to the bridge, and it was really hard for him. First, the turbo lift didn't work as well, and the turbo lift is this is one of the few times that we see that the turbo lift is spitting people out.
Yeah.
So Geordi was just in the nick of time, and he almost screamed at Picard and said, destroy the probe. And then he started to tell this and this and this is the problem. The probe is the one who is going to change the whole computer system. That is what's happening now. Because the first probe was scanning us, the Iconian software is changing the whole program, and we see that a little later in the episode with Data.
Oh yeah, it started messing him up big time down on the planet.
And I think they kept the Iconians very mysterious, and I just hope they already did it in Discovery with the Gorn. They give the Gorn a new, they rewrite the Gorn in that way. So I hope that they're going to do something with the Iconians as well. That would be interesting.
Well, who knows? Maybe they will in the future do something with the Iconians. You never know.
You never know, yeah. So, now they know what happened to the Yamato, and that the probe is the troublemaker of it. And but sickbay, Pulaski has a big problem because nothing is working, and she's grabbing back to 21st century medicine and how you do things. So in one way, Pulaski is in big trouble as well. The biobadge doesn't work. Lights are going on and off. She can't use the older thing, medical things, etc.
Yeah, like the bone graft. She couldn't use the bone graft. And the guy's like, how are we supposed to fix this broken bone? She's like, simple. 20th century, what was it, 20 or 21st century medicine or something, she said. He's like, no, that can't work. She's like, and she just looks at him and disgusting. It will work. How do you think people survive, basically, type thing.
You know what was noticing? This is the first time Pulaski offers old healing techniques. Normally she's always of all the hyper modern techniques, etc.
But this time, she actually said use something from way back in the day, like cowboy day, basically you could say. Like someone broke their leg, take some sticks, strap it up with some cotton strips of shirts or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And it's in a way that is we don't see her doing that a lot. It's more Crusher would do that, So Jordy was with Data in, I can't remember if that was engineering or somewhere else. I can't remember. But Jordy is getting a electric shock, and in one way that was a little funny too, because Data helped him. Data yanked him from that consult, and Jordy was numb, and he was asking Data, am I alright, what just happened, that was a funny scene.
Zap. Anytime somebody gets a shock, I don't know what it is, even in real life, or movies or TV show, just a small little electric shock, we tend to find stuff like that funny. I don't know what it is. Small little shocks are funny.
So, at this point, life support systems are failing, and Riker and Picard were discussing what they're going to do. And Picard is going to lead an away team. And Riker was protesting like always so hard. Because he never liked that. When Picard going on a mission.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he never liked when Picard did, because you never know what would happen when Picard went down.
Not only that, but
killed or hurt or whatever.
But Picard said, "Well, I need to go. I'm the one who studied the Acronians for a long time, and I have, of course, the archaeology in my pocket. So I gonna go." And the Enterprise is getting more in trouble, more and more each each moment, and then the Romulans wanted to appeared, and they wanted to attack the Enterprise, and Riker was the Enterprise system was really failing. They couldn't have weapons, they couldn't have a red alert, they couldn't have shields, etc. And at the moment that you thought that the Romulans were attacking, they stand down. And this happened a couple of times, so Riker was figuring out that they had the same problem as they are.
Yeah, they finally clued in that both sides were having the same problem. So I think it was Riker that called the Romulan side to said, seems like you guys are having the same problem we are.
And still the Romulans were so tough, and they were struggling so hard. And but the problem is that they had to keep the shield up because of the Romulans, but then it's still failures. But the problem was when you have your shields up, the away team can't come back, beam back. So that was very a problem to, I think, as well as the Romulan as Enterprise.
I guess you could say the Romulans at times can be a bit trigger happy too sometimes.
Yes, what I noticed is that the Romulan sub-commander was very frustrated that nothing is working, and you see in the end of the episode that the Romulans are self-destructing themselves and they can't stop it. And the funny part is, we see this sub-commander, Terrace, playing a very big role for Romulan sub-commander here in this episode. But she has a big role as well in Star Trek Online. So it is very funny to see how they use those characters in Star Trek Online. So, we are back on the planet. And, Iconium is just really dead. But it was a gold main for...
Just a big ball of dirt is how it is. There's stations on there too.
Yeah, you remember the episode when Wesley and some kids were kidnapped because by Rideau, and they were kidnapped because they have something special, and the people on that planet couldn't have children anymore.
Oh, maybe it was that planet.
That the whole custodian thing and the whole planet remind me of what they have done here with the Iconian. Because if you see those consoles of the Iconian, it's almost the same as what they did in that episode. Who knows that they have reused it again?
Yeah, I just realized that myself. I was thinking, well, since the kids didn't stay, all the adults of that planet must have died, and lo and behold, they must have been the Iconians.
I don't know. It's not the Iconians, but it's not the Iconians, but I think they use the sets more than once, and we know that, of course, of TNG. They do that a lot. They do that a lot.
Okay. They recycle stuff from each episode and put it in another episode. Kind of like Easter eggs, basically, for you.
In a way. So, Data has found this basic language for the Iconian language and what it is, and so he was wanted to try to override the system. So, those probes will not go automatically and destroy ships in that way. And but we see a very, very excited Picard. We've never seen Picard excited.
No, he's never like in the super excited mode. He's either in the kind of grumpy mode, not like super excited, but he's usually in a bit of happy mode times, which it doesn't seem like it, or he's in a super grumpy mode. Yeah, you never know with him what he's going to be. So
Data wants to find and override the system, but instead of that, he opens a gateway, and I must say, I was very disappointed about the gateway, because if you see the gateways of the Iconian gateways in Star Trek Online, they're huge, and this was just like a door opening, you know. That's I was really a little bit disappointed about it, but we see there's a gateway, and then we see different kind of scenes, like the bridge of the Romulans, but also the Enterprise, and we see Greek and etc. So they found out that you can travel to the gateway and be exactly at that place. And Data was getting access to one of the control panels, and that helped him, and then it electrocuted him.
Oh, not just a little electrocution. It was like a big, huge one right to the chest.
Yeah, and you know, it was like, it shocked him down, and this is one of the first time we see Data actually, in that way shut down. Normally he's so strong that he will not be damaged, but the problem is that the Iconian programming was trying to rewrite Data's software.
Yeah.
And that was the problem.
That's what it was trying to do.
And that is what the probe also did with the Enterprise and the Yamato. So, Picard was saying, okay, Data, you need to help me, I need to override this, blah, 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 blah. And I really got pity with Data, because this is Data that is very vulnerable. We never see Data that vulnerable. The only time when he was vulnerable was when he battled his brother Lore, and when he got his emotion chip. But okay, so Worf brings him back to the Enterprise, which was really weird because he went there. And that was one thing I was asking myself too. why can Worf carry Data? Data normally is very heavy. You can't carry him.
Yeah, that's true. You can't carry Data because, like, a Worf is Klingon. Maybe Klingons can. Maybe Worf bench pressed a lot of weight in this time. Maybe, I don't know. And maybe Klingons like him can lift a lot of weight. Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe he's a
weird.
power lifter.
So, Worf is bringing Data back to Enterprise, and they're in the engineering. And what was really weird, we saw a flatlining. That means that Data was dead. And then, after a few seconds, Data came back online. And then it hits Geordi of, hey, that was his self.
Restart.
Yeah,
button.
restart, yeah. And then he was thinking, hey, if we do that with the computer of the Enterprise, then it should override all the Iconian stuff.
Yeah, if it does it to him, why not the Enterprise? And why not to the Iconius computer? Picard Data sends a code to Picard, and he pushes it, which makes that place blow up.
Yeah.
And then they give it to the Romulans after they leave. They send it off for Romulans real quick, and they take off real quick without being caught by the Romulans.
Yeah, and then we see that Picard ended up first on the bridge of the Romulans, and then the Enterprise beam him back, and Riker was that nice to say, okay, Taras, this and this and this you need to do, and then it will be okay. So she accepted it, and that was in one way very weird because Romulans never, in that way, accept help.
Oh no, they're too proud to act. They're like beyond proud of themselves to ask for any help. But this time around, she was willing to ask for help.
So, at the last scene, we see that Picard is saying, well, Riker, I know now why you really want to have your await missions for yourself, because it's super fun. And
exciting.
And the last scene that we see is that both ships are departed. And that's the end of the episode, guys. Is there something you'd like to add, Amanda?
I like the episode. It was good. Can't really think much more they could have added.
Yeah. Like I said before, I hope that they do something still with the Iconians.
Well, maybe they will in the future.
So, guys,
you never know.
So, the rating on IMDb is a 7.6. Amanda, what would you like to give it?
I'm gonna be a little nice to it and nudge it up to an 8.
Okay, yeah, I would rate it a 7. So, what do you think about the storyline?
It was an interesting one. It was a good storyline.
Yeah, guys, I don't think I have something to add because I already said it. Yeah, I think we are looking forward to the next episode.
Which one was that one again? I forget.
Let me take a look. The next one is the Royal.
Oh, that one! The casino one.
Yeah.
I got a little high pitch there. I gotta say, like, oh! The casino one.
Yeah, and then a few episodes we have a video episode again.
A what?
A video episode.
With Q?
No, this time it's about... You remember that episode with that little girl who was a pen pal with Data?
Oh, okay.
But okay.
I basically remember that one.
But then first we're going to, as Lucas, we're going to the casino.
Yeah.
So well, guys.
And you get to see Data gamble.
What is funny? With his Staten hat on.
Yeah, he's got the cowboy hat and that crazy little grin of his.
Yeah, and even Worf was, Worf was also impressed by him.
Yeah.
But now, guys, that is for next time. Thank you for listening, and tell us what you think of the episode. And we love to hear your comments because we like to talk about it with you guys. So, well, join us next time, and I will say.
Guys. Yeah, guys, we want to hear from you.
So, I'm gonna say, live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper, guys.
Dear listeners, thank you for listening and join us in 2 weeks for a new episode recap. In the next episode, we will recap the episode The Royal. I also like to tell you about my other podcast called Orinda Talks. Orinda Talks is a podcast wherein I talk about books, movies, fandoms, and other geek things. You can find Orinda Talks on the YouTube channel and Facebook group. We will see you in 2 weeks.